Okay, so welcome everybody. We are episode 10 of Suitcase Divas. This week we are kicking off our 10th episode. Round of applause, please.
Yay!
Woo! Yay. Super excited about that. My name is Denise Theobaldi with Redbirds Travel.
And I'm Cheryl Garcia with ABCD Adventures.
Yeah, so holiday travel, we are done with Halloween. So now we are moving on to Thanksgiving and Christmas and all of that good stuff that comes with it. We're going to tell you a little bit more about what we do and ways that we travel for the holidays. So let's go there. Um, Tell us a little bit, Cheryl, about, you know, November and December they're super busy, right?
Yeah, actually, the TSA says the busiest travel days of the year are the Tuesday and Wednesday before Thanksgiving and the Sunday
Hmm.
after Thanksgiving. So
Yep.
this is definitely holiday travel season, and everybody has different ways that they celebrate. Like you and I, we don't live near family. So
We do not.
we've discussed this before, how we often had to travel a lot to celebrate the holidays and how that's changed as our kids have grown. You know, we did things differently when they were little, and then now that both of our kids are older. So tell us, Denise, how you travel or how you spent your holiday travel season.
Yeah. Okay. Well, so we're down in North Carolina, and most of our family, mine's from Maine, and Nick's from Pennsylvania, New Jersey area. So we would typically, when our kids were younger, we would head north always. Like Grandpa was the patriarch of the family, and he lived in this really nice retirement community. And so we would take the little ones and drive up like 10, 12 hours. And then we would stay with him. They loved going to the pool there and the dining hall. And he really loved having us come there and show everybody there his family. He was very proud of his grandson and granddaughter-in-law, and the little ones. So it was such a nice tradition to go up there and do that. We did that for years. Then, as the kids get older, the kids are like, we don't want to go. We want to stay on our devices. We want to stay locked in our rooms. You know how kids are. So
Yeah.
then it gets a little harder. It gets a little harder. And then, grandpa's not there anymore. And a lot of like my parents are gone. I lost both of my parents to cancer, unfortunately. So a lot of it becomes you do your own thing and kind of do your own thing. We have friends giving. We've done that, get together with your friends because your friends become your family.
Right.
And sometimes we stay down here and do a Thanksgiving down here. So it just really depends. It's progressed as the kids have gotten older, and we have tended to stay in North Carolina a little bit more. We always welcome anybody to come down. My brother's come down before. Nick's brother has come and stayed with us, and his parents have come and stayed with us for Thanksgiving. So absolutely, we just kind of take turns. Is that pretty much what you do? Like you just typically go see your family, especially when the kids are younger? That's your duty. Go bring the kids and the family to the
Right.
parents.
Well, it was so most of my family is in the Virginia Beach, Chesapeake, North Carolina border, Currituck area. That's where the bulk of our family is. And then I have, family down in the South and Georgia and stuff like that. So, but Dale and I were military. So our very
Hmm.
first Thanksgiving was actually, we were stationed in Texas. We did not fly home for that. We
That's a
usually
haul.
didn't come home for Thanksgiving when
Yep.
we were out of states, like when we weren't on the East Coast, we didn't come home, but we would come home for Christmas
Hmm.
until Brienne got old enough to celebrate. We totally do Santa and the magic of that. And when she got old enough to understand Santa came to our house, we stayed
Shh.
home. Right.
Disclosure.
Yeah. So, which this is, yeah, I'm probably going to have to rate this as explicit so kids don't listen to this part and just spoil
Muskrat
it.
Cheryl.
But yeah, so we didn't travel for the first couple years for Thanksgiving, but we would go home for Christmas, which by the way was the very first time I flew and when I lost my infamous and
Oh,
very missed Looney Tunes bag.
the
Still
Looney
haven't found.
Tunes
I'm still
bag.
slightly
Oh,
bitter about that. Um When we
That
got
was
stationed
cute.
back on the East Coast, we were up north in Jersey, so we'd have to come down. We didn't come down a lot because of, first of all, we are not northerners, so we didn't like the
Cold as
snow.
fuck, right? Yeah, I
Traveling
get you.
and that, yeah.
Growing up
So
in Maine, I'll tell you,
it,
Thanksgiving and Christmas,
which we got snow in
freezing.
Texas too. That was actually the first place I ever
But I'm
saw.
telling you, like the wind chills, they cut through your bones. Like you can get up there and it can be like 10 degrees, 20 degrees, but that wind chill factor of -40, like you literally walk out into the air and it feels like glass, like icicles hitting your face.
Yeah, it
And it
wasn't the
cuts
cold, it
through.
was the weather. So when we moved here to right outside of Charlotte, which we've been here 17 years now,
Yep,
um,
a long time.
it was very seldom that we would go because our kids were older. So I love my traditions. We would not usually be away for the holiday. And plus my husband works in the industry
The
he works
airline
in.
industry.
This is
Yep,
his busiest time of year.
right,
So he usually didn't get like good times off during that.
right.
But we would do what you would do here. We made our family because we didn't have a lot of we don't have family here. One of my favorite Thanksgiving memories is we hosted an impromptu friendsgiving, but I
Yep.
think we called it something else. It was basically like the hobo Thanksgiving. Anyone that was kind of didn't have
Here,
family around,
bring a
didn't.
potluck.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
exactly what it was. Best food we ever had. We had like two, three different types of turkeys and some ham. Everybody brought whatever they wanted, which was awesome because not one person was cooking. So we didn't travel too much for the holidays as the kids got older because I make a big deal at it here. So we tended
Sometimes you
to
want to make your own traditions
I
and have
like to
your
be the
own
host
family time.
also.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love to host things. So I did host family here. So that kind of takes us into, well, like I would say we would drive, and if we did go, if we were on the East Coast, if we were on the west, in Texas we had to fly, but if we were on the East Coast, we drove. And you're going from Carolina all the way up north. So what did you guys
All the
do?
way up. Yeah, it very few times. I mean, I did go all the way up to Maine once when my dad was real sick. To that
Driving?
we left. We'd always drive because we have
Mm.
Riley, Riley pup. We always bring Riley, and it's our little dog. Is very transportable. But it's super expensive, of course. So with a family of four, to try to fly with four people and a dog, we're driving. We're typically driving, and the pooch needs to go out and pee a lot, and so we yeah, we always drive and make a trip of it. So I will say that as it's gotten a little bit like I can get the Marriott discount, so it's been we don't but we don't almost kill ourselves trying to drive 10, 12 hours. Typically we'll do a stopover and spend the night in one of the Marriott hotels that I can get really cheap. And so, but that was like, lately we've been staying home more and inviting people here. So I guess it changes, but we may, we may end up going to Bonita Springs for Christmas. I don't know. I like to be at home too. That's the thing.
Yeah.
I love decorating for Christmas. That was my mom's favorite holiday. Um, I enjoy keeping on her traditions and
Right.
making the food that I grew up knowing and loving that she would make. So yeah, we've been staying home a good bit lately, but as the years progress, we're not opposed to doing some, unfortunately Nick's dad has been diagnosed with cancer and I lost both my parents to cancer. So if we need to go make the effort to be like, okay, if we need to come to you because you can't come to us, then we certainly are willing to make, those conditions or those, we'll make it happen.
Right.
So everything changed like through the ebbs and flows of, losing grandpa and having grandpa for years. And I think that's the way life is though, right? You grow up, my kids will grow up remembering going up there and seeing grandpa and going in the pool and hanging out and meeting all the nice gray-haired people that
Yeah.
grandpa lived with that were like,
So that's a
so
good thing. Like that's a good, it leads me to the next question. Whether you're traveling to see family or your family's coming to see, let's take this into two parts. When you're traveling to family, do you stay at a hotel or do you stay with family?
typically in the past I've stayed with family. Well, we do a hotel sometimes on the drive up just
Hmm.
to break up because it's a very long drive. But typically we've stayed with family on holidays.
Okay.
How about you? Do you typically stay with family or you typically do a hotel?
We, well, of course, because we were younger, it was cheaper. We stayed with family. Now that our kids are older, we're older, we really prefer a hotel just because we honestly, when we go to see family, we're seeing so many people.
Hmm.
Because like I have my mom, if we go to the Virginia area, I have my mom out there. He has his mom and his dad who are separate, or they're not together, so that's three houses. Then if we're seeing, aunts and uncles and cousins and all that, we're bouncing around. And if we're in one, it just is so much traveling, which is why we don't love to do it anymore. We're old, but we typically stayed with family. Which
Uh,
always brought in, who are you staying with? Because someone,
uh,
I'll host,
there's
our
always that
family's
one
great.
stray family member that you're like,
All the like all of our parents were like, come stay with us, which is again another reason we didn't like it, because it was the trouble of, are we spending too much time with this family? Are we go, dividing that up. So if we stayed at the last time, it wasn't a holiday, we went like in the summer and we went up near family. We stayed at a hotel and we're like, we're going to be here. Here's what we're doing. Y'all come see us. And that's where we
holidays like
prefer to
in
be.
Philly, we went to New York one Thanksgiving. We saw the Rockettes.
Oh,
So
that's awesome.
we've done kind of travel, vacation, holiday with family as well, and done that too. So we're a bit of a mix of everything in
Yeah.
there, which I think is nice. Like last year we did go. So around here in the fall, there's lots of cool things to do. You've got, the there's all any type of lights. We live right outside of Charlotte Motor Speedway where the NASCAR is, and they put up billions of lights, and you can drive through and see that. So everybody's like, "Come see lights, come see lights."
So is that
We
like
met
one of
up
y'all's
with
traditions you have, where like what's some of the traditions you would have, see lights, or what is it that you keep going, your traditions for this
yeah.
time for
So I mean,
holidays?
we do like to do all of that. One of my favorite traditions is since I was so close to my mom and I lost her actually on my 29th birthday. She did go to heaven on my birthday, but that's okay. That just means that day was super special to her. But I always carry on her tradition of making her famous yeast rolls, and they are, dare say, the best yeast rolls that you have ever had. I will share the recipe. It's not like a take it to the grave type of deal. It's a lot
So
of
you make
work.
them from scratch.
Yes, I make them from
Oh.
scratch. It takes all day. You'll easily be in the kitchen 8 hours. You could do stuff in between while the dough is rising, and then you're punching it down and letting it rise again. And but yeah, typically for like Thanksgiving, I'm watching the parades on in the background on the TV, and I'm making my rolls and listening to Christmas music, and you know, it's just a lovely tradition, and it makes me feel close to my mom. Like I know my mom is there, and the secret ingredient is love. No, it's butter. I'm just kidding. It's butter. But yeah, so that is one that I do. I try to make those absolutely for Thanksgiving. And then it makes a very large pan, and I even have her beef roll pan. It's a bit tattered. It's got a couple cracks. It's seen many a biscuit, many a roll. Um and I make a large portion, and I usually send some to friends and or neighbors if we've done the Friendsgiving, the yeah, all of that. So I like to share the love of the rolls. So if
Oh,
you,
that's awesome.
yeah, so that is something that's probably one of my very, very favorite traditions to carry on in honor of my mom.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah. Do you have any traditions that you do like for Thanksgiving and Christmas?
Um, so so for Thanksgiving over the last few years, honestly, we have our Thanksgiving dinner catered because
Nice.
that's one of the things we started.
It's
And
good. You just don't want to have to clean all the pots and pans, right? That's what
and
it is.
I love to cook, but it's such a busy time, and I was spending so much time in the kitchen and we have it just I don't know. I don't remember why we started catering it, but we that's what we do now. We have it
Hey,
catered. But
I'm not
here's one tradition that we do, and I've done it with my parents, my mom, and my mother-in-law, and some of my friends is I am a Black Friday shopping is my Super Bowl. I
Oh, I do
plan
know this about you.
yeah, I for years, like before, the best thing to do when I get up on Wednesday morning, I go and get the paper for that day. And then I get up Thursday morning and I go get the paper for that day.
You
Back when the
don't
stores,
mind fighting the crowds and the
oh
lines
my
and the
gosh, no,
chaos?
the people watching it, but I will tell you the
I'm
planning. So,
scared. Like I'm such a pansy. I've done it before for like the big ticket items when the kids were little, but hell no, I'm not
no,
doing
I
that
don't,
now.
what I usually do, because I really rarely went for the big, there's a couple times I don't go for anything. There's nothing I have to have. I go for the fun of it. I go for the thrill of it. But as the kids got older, 90% of what I buy on Black Friday is I'm restocking my house. I'm restocking towels and sheets and bedding for like the guest rooms and
Thing.
um
I am
kitchenware,
avoiding those
my
crowds.
Tupperware.
Ugh.
But what I did with the
People be
kids,
crazy, Cheryl. Have you
no,
ever
that's
seen
what I
like an
do.
altercation? Have you ever seen a alter like a fist throwdown altercation on Black Friday? I know you have. Surely you have.
So actually, no, I've been in two incidences where people got irritated. One was we prep for this, like we lay out our paper, we have our plan, and thankfully where we live, we pretty much can go in a circle. We start at one mall and then we circle around, hit all the department stores and come back. And back when they ran Black Friday, where it started Friday morning, that was the best when you would get up at like 3 o'clock in the morning so you could be somewhere at 4 to open. That was what we were
Yes,
thrilled.
that sounds
When you
like
had
the
to
best
leave
for
on
you.
Thanksgiving right after dinner, it kind of changed things. But me and the
But
kids
now
and
it's
who
like this starts today. Like Black Friday starts today.
right, oh, they've already been doing Black Friday ads. That takes the fun out of it. The fun was that day. So there was two incidences. I was at Walmart. I was standing
I
in
knew it
front.
was going to be a Walmart. I knew it
Actually,
was.
both incidences are at Walmart.
Yep, sure they were. I
And
bet
we
so.
have three Walmarts right here. Yes, three Walmarts, and I hit all three on Black Friday.
All right.
But this particular one, they were opening up the video games. They had the big old block where they have all the video games. I was
Mm-hmm.
like, and this was bad etiquette on me, but I think this was earlier on. There was no line. I'm usually a rule follower, you know that, but there was one person in front of me who was leaning on the games, and I was right behind them. And as they open them and everybody's ripping into it, I'm famous for saying, and I will do this in any crowd at any of those. I'm sure you've seen the videos because once they tear off the wrapping paper of those Black Friday deals, I'm one, throw me this video game. I can't even remember what the game was, but I'm yelling to the people in front, throw it back here. I've said, throw me that toaster. What was the one? And people get mad. You're not like, yeah, no, it
Not
wasn't a toaster. It was a can opener, I think. Because I restocked.
microwave.
It's yeah. So the other time was they started giving out tickets for the big items. Like you had to be there to get the ticket, and then they only gave out so many tickets. They had a trampoline on sale one year, and I was like, oh, let me and my mom were there. I said, let's just go see if they have any more tickets. They didn't have any more tickets. After we checked out, I said, let's go see if everybody picked up the trampoline. Well, there was still one left. And the guy's like, it's been 2 hours. Take it. I put it on
Nice.
my cart, checked it out. As I was walking out, the lady comes up with her ticket. And I was
Ooh.
like, my mom pointed it out and she said, because I felt bad. Mom's like, no, you don't wait 2 hours on Black Friday
Yeah,
to get a
that's
big
bad
ticket
on
item.
too, because that's a big ticket item. If it meant enough for you to go stand in the line at 3 o'clock, then your ass should have been ready to pick it up when
Right?
they told you that you could get the ticket.
I will say most people are, but anyway, my kids and I love it. We already talk about it. It's changed a lot since COVID because
Right.
we didn't get to go obviously that year. We do a lot online,
I
and
do a
just the
lot
whole vibe
online.
of Black Friday has changed.
Yeah.
It used to be more fun, but I still go. I've taken my kids out their very first times. They were terrified. and
I
swore they
would
would
be
never go
terrified
again.
too. That's not my
But they
bag.
look forward to it and they want to go with me every year. So that's one of our big traditions. But
Wow. That
yeah,
is you've instilled the Black Friday thrill seeking into your next generations. Good on you,
yes,
Cheryl. I'm
yeah.
like I'm like completely opposite. Let's stay in the safety of our house children.
So yeah, that's kind of what we do. But that kind of leads us into when you're not spending your family, when you're not doing that family time, you're not having those meals, you're not, making your traditional yeast rolls. What are you doing outside of family time? Especially if you're either out of town and you want to go sightsee, or you have visitors that are coming in to see us, or what are we taking
Right.
them out and about? Like, what do you usually do or
So
would
we
like
are
to do?
so blessed, and I'm not trying to brag it up again, like we live in the most fabulous place in the world, but we kind
Mhm.
of do because we're right at the Blue Ridge Parkway. We've gone to Dollywood before. Dollywood's amazing because you're in the mountains. You've got all the 6 billion lights when they decorate for Christmas. You've got the theme park rides, the grist mill with the fresh baked cinnamon bread. Oh my gosh, my mouth is like salivating right now. And they have like a cream cheese dressing that goes on it. It's so delicious. Or you can get apple butter. But those are things we went with my brother-in-law and Amy, his girlfriend, and my bestie Tony. He's my plus one. And so yeah, we went and did that. That was fabulous. And there's a lot of stuff around us, actually. I'm interested in going to, there is a Chinese Lantern Festival. That's in Cary, which is like, what, a couple hours from us. I might look that up. They have so many cool displays of the Chinese lantern, different displays. That looks amazing. Uh, Lights, definitely going out to see lights. There's fall festivals. I like, even going to a local brewery and listening to music and hanging out with friends. Uh, things like just things like that. All of the different things that are around. We've got a lot of like the Tweetsie railroads around us,
That
the
has
Polar
the Polar
Express.
Express,
Yeah,
yeah.
in Spencer, that's not too far away. We have Biltmore, which is gorgeous, and
I've
they deck
not been to
you
Biltmore.
have to. That should be on your bucket list. If it is not, Christmas at Biltmore should be
That's
on
what
your
I
bucket list.
hear, yeah.
And Grove Park Inn is on the way to Biltmore, and it's an amazingly huge, impressive hotel built on the side of the mountain.
Is
And
that the spa also? Is
they
that the
do
one
have, they've got
that
an amazing spa there,
yeah,
but you
that's
know
I
what else
remember that.
they have is a gingerbread decorating the whole bottom floor of the hotel is dedicated to entrants that like to do a whole gingerbread decorating display. And some of them are
Oh.
really creative. Like they've got a whole theme, a whole park going in there. Some of them are just little houses, but some of them even have like football theme or the Christmas tree story or the elf, that you can really see all kinds of really unique incorporated things in their gingerbread decorating contest. And there's no fee. You can walk through the Grove Park Inn. You can eat lunch at their amazing restaurant. You can go see the gingerbread. So there's no fee for that. So I would highly suggest that to anybody in the North Carolina, Tennessee area. It's drivable to both of those and even
Right.
Georgia, all those surrounding areas. But yeah, those are the type of things I like to do, just traditional holiday fun stuff that you're not going to see other times of the year.
Yeah, that sounds awesome. When you mentioned the gingerbread, that reminded me that we're right down the road from Great Wolf Lodge, and
Hmm.
they do an awesome gingerbread house that you can actually have dinner in. I don't know if they still do it. It's been a while, but when the kids were smaller, like our mom's club, we used to take them
We did.
for their story time
Story
because
time.
they will make it snow
Snow.
in the lobby.
It's
And
not real snow, but the kids
right,
don't
but
care. They think it's amazing because we don't get snow much here in North Carolina.
right, and it's beautiful. They decorate it really nice. They have a story time. The story time is free. You can walk into the lobby.
And you don't have to be a paid guest to go to story
Right.
time. Like, because Great Wolf Lodge is a pretty penny. But you can go into the lobby during the story time and have your kids, listen and enjoy the snow and all that good stuff. So that's really a fun event too. That
Yeah,
doesn't
and
cost
we would
anything.
go take the like when Alexis was younger, we take the, preteens and stuff. they would go do the Magi Quest for the day. I also like there's hiking this time of year. Hiking's gorgeous, and we have so many hiking
So
places.
many places.
There is Kings Mountain was one that I did it was a couple falls ago, but it's
Yep.
near Windy Hill Orchard, which I love. I'm not a big I'm not a big beer person, so breweries they got to have
They have
some type of wine.
hard,
But
they
the
have
Windy
hard
Hill
cider,
Orchard,
right?
yes, I actually really love. We went for the apple cider donuts, and they
They
do
are
a
amazing.
hayride. They
Hmm.
do apple butter making.
Yep.
They're fresh apple cider donuts they make on
Delicious.
site.
Yep. I've had
It's
them.
gorgeous. So we went and hiked and then went there and did, a tasting. Really, really nice. So I like to do things like that. I used to, let me rephrase that. I would skip the hike now and just go to the orchard, like go to drink some cider. I ain't gonna lie about that.
Like,
I'll drive through
you
because
can
you
do
can drive through and
evening
see some
and
really
see the
pretty.
fall foliage and
Yeah,
all that stuff.
I love that.
Yeah.
That's super pretty, but I'm okay with not hiking. But
I
yeah, there's
love
a lot to
hiking.
do. So yeah,
Yes.
it's a wonderful time of year to we also have Grandfather Mountain, which is
Oh,
gorgeous.
love
Yes.
Grandfather Mountain and the Mile High Bridge. Have you been over that?
I have been over that
It's a
and
little
we
intense, especially on a windy day. You're literally a mile up and the bridge be rocking.
well,
And
we went, it was foggy. You could not see the end.
I
It
would not
was
like that at
so
all.
much fog you couldn't see
I
the
test my
end, but
limits. I love suspension. I say I love suspension bridge hikes, but it's just to see if I can get through them. It's
yeah.
kind of like to test your feats of strength. Um, I don't know. But yeah, I do like a suspension bridge hike. And Grandfather Mountain has a lot of other things you can see. There's like they have bears and a little like they have some animals there. They've got a botany area. They've got lots of trails. So Grandfather
Right.
Mountain is a really nice place to go around here.
And that one doesn't require too much hiking to enjoy the
Not
nice
arduous
thing.
hiking.
Yeah,
It's
it's
essentially
not.
walking with
It
like
is. Yeah,
boulders
I
and
don't want
roots.
to call that a hike. I think
It's
anybody
a hike,
can do.
hike, but it's not hard at all. It's just like,
Right.
you know.
So
But
there's
yeah,
a lot I love fall festival, especially when the farms, that's the nice thing about living where we live. Most of the farms around here do something really cool, hay rides, or they'll have mazes, the corn,
you know
even
what's
throughout
on my bucket
November.
list
What's
is
up?
we have Divine Llama Vineyards, and I still want to go trekking with the llamas. So you could go out, you pack a picnic lunch, and they have your wine, and you're literally walking a llama along a trail, and you're doing a hike, and then you get out to this gorgeous precipice, and then you sit and have your picnic lunch with the wine. Listen, I'll put a link to it. It's called llama trekking with divine llamas. It's
That sounds fun. That sounds like an on location recording for Suitcase Divas.
yes,
We'll have to check that out.
ma'am. We should
But I would
absolutely do
like to
that.
wait till it's warm, so let's slate that for spring.
All right, we'll do. I'm not. I don't love being out in the cold either for multitudes of time. Like I have poor circulation, so I have to like only be out for a certain amount of time. But yeah, so yeah, we've got lots of good stuff going on, and I'm excited. And we will bring this up again in episodes to come. But it is November 1st, Cheryl, which means we are going on a cruise next month.
I
I'm
know,
so
right? Yeah.
stoked, and we're going down to the sunny Bahamas. What a perfect time to go in December when it's cold in New York. It's cold here. Well, sometimes it's cold here, but then you can't go
It's
wrong
cold
with the
today.
Bahamas. It is cold today. Yeah, we're
But it
in
was
the
80
30s.
2 days ago, so
It
there you
was.
go.
Welcome to North Carolina. Dress
Yeah,
in layers. By at 6 a.m., you want a snowmobile suit. By 3 o'clock, you're gonna want a tank top. But not today.
exactly.
We are not even getting out of the 50s today, I don't think. And we're gonna be back below freezing again. So, but it's typically in North Carolina, it's just a little snap of cold, and then you're back to the warm. They like to make you really confused.
Yeah, you can't pack away your summer, so you have to keep
Yeah,
that
leave
stuff
it all
out.
out. Just dress in layers. That's what I'm going to tell
Yep.
you. Just dress in layers. But yeah, so was there anything else that you wanted to add?
No, oh, so in honor of our 10th episode, we are super excited and so thankful to all of our listeners and
Yes,
everyone
thank you
that's
guys
given
for
us
helping us grow.
such great feedback it just we've loved everything about our 10 episodes of we've learned a lot about
We have.
podcasting. So we just appreciate all of you hanging in. And in honor of that, we are going to do a giveaway to one of our lucky listeners. So in honor to celebrate our 10th episode, we are giving away a Suitcase Divas wine tumbler because as
Yes,
you know,
baby.
we are we
We're
have
all
wine
about
on
the
every
wine. What are you
episode.
drinking today, Cheryl? I have a lovely New Zealand white going on.
I don't remember. I didn't bring the bottle in. It's in my fridge. I'm not. It's a Moscato of some sort, some type of wine, white. That's me. I'm a sweet.
I don't like sweet, but I will say that this is a drier white. It's delicious. I get it all day. I'll put it in the link. That's where I get most of my
But
wine.
that's what we always find a way to talk about our wine and our episodes. So in honor of our 10th episode, we are giving away a Suitcase Diva wine tumbler. So your next question is probably how do I win?
How do
So
I win?
you have to answer the question we're getting ready to give you that can only be heard in our episode. But you have to respond to it on our social media. So we'll put a post out there and a
You
little
have to
on front.
like our social media and
Yes.
comment
So
with the
the
answer.
question you have to answer is what is the tradition Denise carries every year in honor of her mom, Donna? Which it was mentioned in this episode.
It
So
surely was.
everyone that goes and comments and answers that question on it could be our Facebook page, which is Suitcase Divas Podcast. It can
Yep.
be our Instagram, which is Suitcase Divas, or TikTok, which is also Suitcase Divas. You can comment on any of those. All of those comments will be entered in to win a Suitcase Diva wine tumbler, and the winner will be announced in episode 11.
And we will ship it to you, obviously. Unless
Yes.
you're local and you want to hang out and have a little glass of wine, then we can give it to you in person.
Absolutely. But
If you're one
just
of
as
our
a thank you for you
locals.
guys listening, we're going to give you a Suitcase Divas wine tumbler.
Yes, perfect. So we went there. We know all about holiday traveling. So we look
You've learned a little
forward
bit about us divas,
a
so
little bit more about us
yeah.
divas, and we are happy to have you guys listening. And we're looking to grow and have more people get to know us even more so in the future. So thank you guys so much. I hope you guys have a great day.